Thank you all so much. So we're going to talk today about the art of reinvention practically, how we can reinvent our operations as business. Now, we all know, and it goes actually without saying, that GenAI is changing the game. With GenAI, machine learning, and the agentic frameworks that are rapidly advancing, all of us practically are asking how to harness the power of AI and unlock its full potential. And we are raising questions such as how do we rapidly scale adoption of AI to reinvent our ways of working? How do we generate more integrated business insight and faster? How can we enable transformation and change always on our business? How do we structurally transform and reduce our function cost? How we compete and gain access to new sources of talent? And how do we practically accelerate the growth and simplify the experience? Now, since GenAI emerged 2 years ago, companies have been racing to apply it and unlock its value, and we are entering a new frontier of this 30-year practical process transformation. Now we are talking about an AI-powered reinvention. We started from the foundational, early adoption, automated repetitive tasks, structured processes, standardized operation. We proceeded and moved to the digitization, integrated systems, digital workflows. We have centralized data sources. We proceeded to the insights-driven. So we are now utilizing practically a shift from the descriptive analytics to the predictive analytics. How can we forecast sales? We leverage the advanced analytical models, the advanced statistical models, as well as machine learning to actually predict the outcome. And we have set up an agile workforce. And where we are today? We are today in the intelligent, future-ready, AI-powered, so with autonomous, practically adaptive systems where we are actually integrating the agents within our workforce. This is practically how we will reinvent. And what we need to do when reinventing? AI needs to be in the core of our strategy. We first need to reimagine work, we need to redesign the workbench, and we need to reshape the workforce, having in mind that we need to rewire the digital core to create a digital brain. How do we reimagine work? We automate and augment the work. We enable data-driven decision. How do we redesign the workbench? We actually have connected platforms. We have AI-powered tools. How do we reshape the workforce? We build a future-ready workforce. We access the new talent that we have. We define what should be the strategy. And we rewire the digital core to create a digital brain. A digital brain that practically will enable us to have a modern workforce that human with machine will work together. What would be the key ingredients to scale AI effectively? As we said, we need to reimagine work, industry process reinvention. We need to reimagine the workbench, create a cognitive digital brain where we combine AI factories, agentic architecture, AI augmented robots, custom softwares, platforms, industrialized IT processes, AI models, data platforms, and we combine that with our reimagine for the workforce, where we build trust, we create future jobs. And most importantly, we do that responsibly. We do AI responsibly, and we start by design. So when we start building our AI processes, we build it by design. The art of reinvention, as we mentioned, will practically allow to rapidly construct a digital twin of your end-to-end processes and jumpstart reinvention. And again, we will do that in steps. First of all, we will discover and envision together, design and implement, and last, run and evolve. How we discover? We conduct market assessments, we set our ambition, we activate leadership, we define what are the future capabilities, which is the value potential, and we start by defining the initiatives, defining the integrated roadmap and value create, and we set up a value realization office so that we can move to the design and implement, where we design the detailed to-be architectural model, organizational model, we define the talent engine, we design and execute all the experiments that we want to be sure what we're going to achieve, and we design and implement the cognitive digital brain that practically has all the knowledge, all the agents, all the models, and we run now the value realization office. And as a last step, we run and evolve. We define this integrated delivery governance. We activate now our talent engine that we have built in the first two steps. We execute value-driven, advanced, reinvented operations, and we transform them. And we actively monitor and check each and every step continuously monitoring the value that we are generating. How can we leverage a digital twin to support this enterprise reinvention? We need to have a GenAI-powered practical answer to solve the process challenges. We need to create a digital twin, which is practically a virtual representation of a potential or tangible, often physical, thing that we will have or process. And we need to practically start with our current process mapping. So we go in our as-is state and we identify which is our current landscape, and we develop a comprehensive as-is view across people, processes, and architecture and technology. And then we use all this information, utilizing the GenAI, utilizing the agents, utilizing data to train all that comes from the industry benchmark, that comes from different assets that are available, that come from your own KPIs, and we set up what is your target, what is your target as an input. And we use all that to practically create a reinvented process, a GenAI-enabled, the to-be digital twin that you want to achieve, right? What is your digital twin? What would be this part of your organization that will now have all your goals oriented and have all your processes mapped out in a way that you can practically reinvent them and advance them? And if I can spend a couple of moments in each and every one of the steps, I mentioned that we need to reimagine work. When reinvention is brought to life, AI is embedded through an end-to-end process to completely redefine how work is done. So from the as-is, from repetitive tasks that needs human in every decision step in order to have any new thing to change and any new decision made needs a human, to end up in long duration, and having all the tasks being done, to the to-be state, where practically human will interact with RPA, with agents, with AI, and then through the augmented agentic AI and the robots, we can practically move to a more structured, more fast, and more optimized process. How can we reshape the workforce? And this is a key element on how we will reinvent our business. 5 key pillars in reshaping the workforce needs to happen in parallel with the redesign of the work. Since we will have a human and machine organization going forward, right? So we need to lead in new ways. Leadership is essential, is key. We mentioned it earlier also in other presentations, but it's essential that the leadership is practically the ones that know which is the North Star of the organization and are the ones that are the architects practically behind this reinvention. We need to build a future-ready organization where we can understand what would be the needs that you'll have, always being ahead of the curve. We need to access and create talent, build the skills that are needed to the new work, and deliver continuously change. We need to continuously evolve what we are doing, and this is important. We cannot stay stable. All the technology changes so fast, and we all know it here. And we need to activate for results. We need to continuously engage our people and continuously measure our value. So as we said, practically redesign work with reshaping the workforce goes hand in hand in a way to practically be able to holistically reshape the workforce. And reshape a workforce, a future workforce, that will consist of both humans and AI agents collaborating and defining new ways of working. How would the future human workforce be? The roles will evolve. We will be less repetitive and they will be more strategic. The workforce capacity will, along with expert talents, reinventing a core elements. Human will be trained to work with AI, and this is essential, right? Work with AI agents, continuously upskill and have personalized training. Companies will change the way they recruit. They need to have it skill-based. And they will work together with a future AI agent workforce that will be a multi-level agentic workforce, that agents will take over the administrative tasks, the repetitive tasks, the time-consuming tasks, allowing human workforce to have the more strategic, as we mentioned. Agents will self-enhance the workflows over time. And as I said, the last step is practically to redesign our workbench, powered by enterprise digital brain. So practically a workbench, so the platform that practically connects the tools and systems for organization, can enable a scalable and efficient AI deployment for invention. So in the core, we have the digital twin with agents, knowledge, models, backbone that will be fed from all your data. You will leverage the power of all the data across the enterprise, your platforms, your infrastructure. They will feed on your digital brain, and then this will feed on the different corporate systems, on your different ERPs, on their workflows, on your proprietary systems, on any other system that you have within the business. And again, this will be the base for a redesigned workbench powered by AI that will support all your different streams. Your customer, the needs of your customer, sales, marketing, commerce, whatever you want, your products and services, as well as your corporate function. So this is a holistically new, redesigned way to use your data and practically support your full organization. So practically what we said, we need to rewire the digital core to enable a digital brain. A cognitive digital brain practically represents the total knowledge of your organization. It powers the workbench. It will enable the GenAI knowledge user to be the ones that practically going forward and utilizing all your knowledge. So on the one hand side, you have all the knowledge, all your different data sources that practically feed in your cognitive digital brain, that this would be the core of your business, and everyone in your enterprise will be able to utilize those, right? Your employees, your customers, your software development teams, your support, your lead, your sales. So practically, this is the idea of creating a digital brain that can support your full organization. Thank you.